And we also learned one more thing. Jamahal Hill was right. Bro, remember the other day we were like, oh, sour grapes, Jamahal?
Sure.
Sour grapes, because we're like, he said he's going to beat him with the striking.
Yep.
Bro, he did.
Yep.
What did he see in the build to this fight that he knew Ankalaev would have that success? Because I didn't see it when I'm watching as I built to this fight. But it was the striking of Ankalaev that allowed for him to beat Alex Pereira.
What's going on, Sweet Dreams Nation? There we have it, the end of UFC 313, and we have a new light heavyweight champion. Magomed Ankalaev went in, defeats Alex Pereira by decision, and a lot of things going around with that. You know, we only stuck to the main card and the feature prelim, which the feature prelim against Curtis and the new guy got canceled. Like, I believe it was the day of or the night before the fight, and so I'll be talking about that one. We're just gonna kind of stick to the main card, and I'm gonna recap that. What I thought of it. Well, opened up with a heartbreaker. You know, like I said in the War Council, I was biased in this one, and you know, I always want to see Bobby do well, and Bobby do great things. You know, love Bobby, man. He knows it's my guy. Had to check and make sure he was good, but he took a loss in this one to Mauricio Ruffy by a devastating highlight reel spinning wheel kick knockout, and that was crazy. It was crazy. The thing that I saw from it on the side of Bobby was, like, in my breakdown, I said Ruffy would have to corner him, put him into the cage, and unload his big shots there. Bobby's didn't have the same footwork that he typically has in this one, where he's kind of dance around. He's a little elusive, and he's not so easy to corner and counter. He kind of put his own back against the fence, and he kind of stuck there. The couple punches that he kind of fired out or stuck out, his feet didn't come with him, and it was just it looked really, really strange for opposed to how we're used to seeing Bobby, because Bobby has really good footwork, usually very elusive, very light on his feet, and those things. He was a little bit more rooted, a little bit more stagnant, and then when he did throw the punches, his feet didn't come with him. He was more so tripping over his feet. So yeah, man, that was kind of strange and crazy to see. Second fight, Amanda Lemos versus Yasmin Lucindo. Not much to judge on that fight. Not that most entertaining fights. It was kind of just like a hug fest for the most part. Amanda Lemos being the bigger, stronger fighter, she was able to grab her, control her, and hold her down. Oh, look, it's on right now. So I got time to talk to you guys. No, I'm just playing. I'm just joking. Not really. But that fight, it was just not the event, action that I thought I would see. I thought I would see Lucindo kind of play a little bit more to the outside, a little bit of pop, work her way inside. We see some more punches, some combinations, a little bit more striking on this, but that's how the fight turned out. That's what it was. Jalin Turner versus Ignacio Bahamundes. The kind of fight kind of came out. The guys were filling each other out, standing up, measuring the range. JT took Ignacio down, which to me was interesting because I felt coming in that Ignacio had to get Jalin Turner down, but he didn't. JT took him down, kind of hung out in his guard. His base didn't really seem under him the whole time he was in guard. It's just like he was kind of shifting, just kind of stepping. He kept going right back into the guard rather than controlling the leg, working the pass or working to set up shots. And Ignacio was able to control the arms and ultimately ended up locking the triangle in and secured the finish off the ground, which was where I thought he had the advantage at in the first place. It would be on the ground. Yeah, man. Afterwards, JT made some mentions of retiring. I hope that's not the case. Hope he's very skilled. He's very entertaining to watch. He just needs to go to the drawing board, slow things down, and figure out what he needs to do to adjust his game to make sure cover up, plug in some of those holes to where it's not being taken advantage of. Something we all must do. Moving on, Justin Gaethje versus Rafael Fiziev. It was a good fight. It was the fight of the night. Both men battled back and forth. I think the first round, Fiziev came out and was ahead at first. Justin made an incredible adjustment in the fight to where he realized, all right, he's faster, but up close in the pocket, whenever I'm able to you know what I mean, get right inside and we're able to throw and in position to throw inside, he was able to land combos. So that's what he started doing. He started using that little dip and duck to dip and get inside and then just start throwing from there. You know what I mean? Off of whenever Fiziev was setting up or looking to try to set up shots. So he'd throw his setup shots and then he'd dip in from there, you know what I mean? Timing when he was going to throw that big punch, and was able to unload inside and catch him with some good shots, able to grab his head and hit a catch him with the uppercut that dropped him. I believe that a lot of that also played a factor in him dipping inside, made to where, because Fiziev was more willing to circle and get out. You know, he fights more off of angles and circling and getting out. So I wondered if that crashing in, making him try to go out, and then the fact that he was kind of going out with his hands kind of out, you know, which is a lot of times if you move faster, the fastest way to get out is kind of move your hands in momentum to like chuck to go that way. And I believe that's what Justin was taking advantage of when he was catching him, whenever he was trying to break that range and get out and get it. If you could put some distance in between the two of them. It was a good fight. Justin ultimately ended up with a decision. And can't really be mad at it. It was a good fight. I feel it was really close though. The main event, Magomed Ankalaev versus Alex Pereira. Pretty much, I'm going to toot my own horn on this, because I believe before, whenever we played the game that we play on War Council and I did my breakdown, I felt like I did a really good breakdown, breaking it down each side, gave my unbiased opinion on what I saw from everything, and it turned out to be right. Everybody called me a hater, said I was hating and all these other things, like, which is just like, it's just crazy, bro. Like, it like, some of this shit has showed me the childish mindsets of some people, you know, just to think that a grown-ass man like myself who's been doing it, I mean, I'm at the top of the game, living on my dream and everything like that. What reason do I have to hate on another fighter that has success? I have success. I'm successful. So that was kind of crazy, but I gave my unbiased breakdown, and it turned out to be pretty accurate. If you can go on the page and actually watch some of the breakdown. Matter of fact, I got a little of it right here, so we can take a look at it real quick, just because like I can recap it, or you know, I mean, we're gonna recap some of it as well, but I think I did a pretty good foreshadowing. Striking is seriously being slept on here. It's seriously being slept on here. I don't believe that Pereira sits back and kind of wants to fight out of the pocket. All right, he wants to put the pressure on him and land good hard shots from the outside. Problem with that is Magomed is a counter striker. If you go back and you look at his last few fights, he counters. He waits for you to throw, waits for you to overexert yourself, and even off of feints, if you feint and it puts your feet in the wrong spot, he's countering you.
Yeah.
He's countering you. He counters with combinations. They're fast, and he mixes up his punches. So he has a variety of strikes available at his disposal. There's the fact that he's a southpaw. I believe Pereira has now had a little bit more experience and time to adjust to fighting southpaws, but it's still something. It's still a low kick we saw. Each southpaw is different, so I believe that will still present somewhat of a challenge for him in the beginning, early stages of finding out, of figuring before he's able to figure his way in. He wasn't able to figure his way out and figure his way into start on Khalil, started breaking down Khalil until later in the rounds, right? And the thing about that was he was able to do that a lot because of the size difference, right? Khalil had to lunge and wasn't able to really get to him without being explosive and exerting a lot of energy. Magomed doesn't have that problem. He's about almost as tall as Pereira is. So that's another thing that'll play huge for him. And then the wrestling. I believe the wrestling will play a huge factor whenever Alex tries to corner him, right? Because Alex wants to get you up against the cage. He wants to corner you, and then he wants to let those big shots go and hit you with that power and kind of put you away there. I believe Magomed should sit back, but be patient and be ready for those counters because that's when Khalil was landing. He was landing off of counters, right? Magomed counters is
y'all can go and watch the full breakdown. I got it all on the channel. We do these breakdowns for War Council, and I give my unbiased opinion. That was me, unbiased, just based off of what I know about fighting and what I've seen, right? And the fight essentially kind of went that way. Early on, I believe Pereira got the first round, coming out, being aggressive and pressing forward. The thing was, he wasn't able to draw anything out of Magomed. Magomed wasn't giving him the looks that he was looking for to open up or throwing much back. And whenever he was coming at the back and he was throwing things back, there were counters, they were well-timed counters, they were fast, they were hitting him and knocking him back or right in his face. The push kick to kind of push Pereira back and get him on the back foot also was a good thing and played a big factor in that as well. The adjustments that I feel that he made, that Pereira kind of started to do better against southpaws. He understands the footwork battle a little bit more on the outside, so he was working for that and working towards to kind of win that a little bit more. He had a couple more few better steps to get there, and then that lead leg kick that was slapping the calf. Now it wasn't as powerful as whenever he kicks with his right leg. But it was still there was a little bit more, little thump on it, a little bit more. I believe he actually knocked Magomed to the ground with it on one occasion, kind of swept the leg from up under him, right? Second round, I believe Magomed made a good comeback. Second round, he almost actually finished it. I believe Pereira was saved by the bell when Magomed landed a big counter shot off of, like I said, if you feint or you kind of half throw a shot or indecisive with a shot and you put your feet in bad position, he's going to counter you. And that's what happened. He countered him, knocked him back into the cage. The bell rung before he was able to actually unload a combination while his back was up against the cage. And that was how the second round went out. The next round is more so him countering, being able to walk him down. He actually got into a rhythm to where he was able to start walking Alex down a little bit, which takes away from that pressure, which takes away from that, that power coming forward and things of that nature. And he elected later in the round to kind of go with the taking the wind out of his sails by holding him up against the cage, kind of pulling on his arms and stalling and draining the energy out of him. Is it the most entertaining? No. Was it effective? Yes, it was very effective here because come fifth round, Alex, whenever you get tired and you try to have to throw that combo, especially when you want to throw a combo to knock somebody out, it can affect your balance, your rhythm, and things like that. Being tired and having the wind taken out of your sails a little bit from that grappling exchange. I believe that's what happened. There was a lot of controversy online afterwards. Many Pereira fans thought that he won, which to me was kind of crazy. In real time, I had scored it 4-1. I believe Pereira only got the first round. He didn't throw much. He didn't really throw much. We didn't see that volume or those shots coming to take advantage. Now, one thing I will say was effective, if you also watch the breakdown that I said Pereira should do and have success, was the kicks, and not just the low kicks, the kicks at all levels. Some of the closest strikes that he had that actually would have turned the tide of the fight were kicks. When he kicked up top to the head, he had some kicks to the body that were fairly good, as well as some low kicks. I believe he needed to work a little bit more behind those, right? I feel Magomed did enough to win, regardless of how I feel about him. I'm gonna keep it real and I'm gonna be unbiased with my take whenever it comes to fighting, and just use my experience with my fight knowledge to say what I see. And Pereira had small moments. Like, there was no real big moment. What moment was there where he actually landed a shot and actually it had the effect, like whenever Magomed hit him on the couple instances where he was able to time a counter and hit Pereira and knock him backwards. We didn't see many of those. Plus, Pereira wore the damage a little bit more on his face than Ankalaev did. So ultimately, yeah, I think he won. But like I was saying, with those kicks, though, I believe there will be an immediate rematch. No question, they're going to do an immediate rematch. I was told back whenever he fought Khalil, if Khalil had to beat him, there was going to be an immediate rematch. So in that, they're going to do a rematch. Now, would I judge the fight the same as I did this one?
I don't know. We'll have to see. We'll have to check out the thing, but because Pereira's definitely going to have to make some adjustments. And I believe the biggest adjustment he can do is go back to his kickboxing base with him. Work that kickboxing a little more. He was strong. He showed that he can stop him from taking him down. But working behind those kicks and setups, the kicks, I think the danger of the kicks from Alex will be a bigger thing and be a more effective in this fight against Ankalaev. But yeah, like I was saying, I was right. I was wrong. I'm not mad. And then people have asked me, like, am I happy that Alex lost? No, I'm not happy that Alex lost. I mean, I didn't really care who won one way or the other. Alex is a big star. He brings a lot of attention to our division. So, you know what I mean? There's something we all gained something from him being the champion. You know what I mean? It's now Ankalaev's turn. It's his turn to build that star, try to build that star and everything like that. You know what I mean? Before I get up there and put these things up on him. But ultimately, is what it is, you know. Seeing the moment with Alex and his sons afterwards, so share my thoughts on that. There's been this weird ass narrative that's been created by the potards that I hate Alex. I've been hating on Alex. I've been salty and all these things. I challenge anybody to truly go back and watch my interviews, watch my breakdowns whenever he's fighting, and watch the videos that I did whenever I speak on him. And you really, really listen to what I'm saying. I give him his props. I give him his respect, especially as a father. You know what I'm saying? So all that other stuff. And I also caught the video. A lot of people has already seen it of the ex-girl that he was with, you know, that he cut out of his life because she wasn't being real and things like that. Coming in and try to come in and take shots. That shit lame as hell. I'm just gonna keep it real. That's like really, really lame for her to do. And just like she like married, got married to somebody else, you know what I mean? That whole situation and whatnot. And it's like, bro, how have you not moved on with your life from then? Like this was like over a year ago. Like you can really tell whoever the plus side was in a relationship or who was really offering the other person more, giving more than they were being offered whenever it ends and they feel a need to keep trying to use their name and drag themselves back into the situation or the view of that person. Shawty, you got to move on and let that go. That's lame. Yeah, man. A lot of traction in the division. I believe a couple weeks we have Olberg and Blachowicz fighting. I'll be tapped in on that one. You know, they got Blachowicz ranked above me. He could either hold fast in his stance in there, or we could get we have another contender up in the top rankings in the top 5. All those things have yet to be seen. We're gonna check them out. I'm here. I'm tapped in, and you already know, Sweet Dreams Nation. It's been a real one.